What is going on, everybody? Shri Kanase here. So how do I stay profitable time and time again with Google Ads? Nowadays, there have been a lot of extra people who have been getting their Google Ads Merchant Center account approved simply because of the strategies I've been teaching them through the one-on-one Google Ads mentoring and also through the Google Ads Mastery course, which I just released as a pre-sale last week. If you don't know what I'm talking about, link in the description below for the course as well as the video which I released on that course. But the next type of problem majority of these Google Ads dropshippers are now facing is how do they stay profitable consistently with Google Ads? Because let's face it, just like any advertising platform out there, you're gonna have a lot of days where it's going really well and you're gonna have a lot of days where it's going down. If you have been using Facebook ads even for the slightest bit, you already know what I'm talking about at a very big, massive level. Unfortunately, with Google Ads, it is sort of going towards the same exact scenario as it is with Facebook in terms of the fluctuations, in terms of the profits and loss days. And this is only simply because of the increasing competition, increasing number of people wanting to use Google Ads, and of course, increasing number of scammers. But without wasting any more time, let's just find out exactly how I personally stay profitable more times rather than not when it comes to Google Ads. The first thing you'll have to do in order to find any type of success with the video I'm about to show you and the steps I'm about to show you is to destroy that like button down below until it turns. I promise not gonna take more than 2 quick seconds. Okay, hopefully you have destroyed the like button down below. But in order to further illustrate this and in order to further understand this, let's take a look at my own personal Google Ads account within one of my own shopping campaigns and the data that the shopping campaign has provided over a period of time to see exactly how things work with Google Ads. So right here is my general testing campaign running, and this data right here is from May 21st of 2021 all the way up to today when I'm recording this video, August 18th of 2021. As you guys can see, there has been a consistent trend to this entire data. And right now I'm looking at the overall cost that this campaign has spent, but it has been a very funky trend time and time again where it suddenly goes all the way down on a given day, then it goes back up and it goes back up the next day as well, and it stays sort of consistent during that time period before it starts to dip down once again 1 day to 2 day max, and then it goes right back up to the top and then stays a bit consistent until it again starts to go down once again. So as you guys can see, this trend has been consistent over and over again over this time period of 2 months. And if you go in further with this data, it's actually the same thing. Now, looking over at the overall cost per conversion and over our conversion value over cost, which is the ROAS, it has followed the same kind of trend, very inconsistent, a lot of ups and a lot of downs. So as you guys can see, and sometimes it would be all the way up to 4 ROAS, 3 ROAS, all the way up to even 5. And then when it goes down, it would stay down at within the campaign at least for a day or two. As you guys can see here, it was a 3-day period with very bad ROAS, then it went back up and then it went back down. So this trend is consistently appearing time and time again with these Google Ads campaigns, and during this time period the data actually was not tracking properly, but overall it was profitable, but it could have definitely been better. But as you guys see, a lot of ups and downs, and this trend again is showcased often more than not when it comes to Google Ads. So exactly why does this happen? What does this leave you with? And does this mean that you're going to be very profitable one day and then on the very next day you could be at a very big loss? And the quick answer to that question is yes, this could definitely happen, and it does happen a lot, especially for those people that don't know what they're doing when it comes to Google Ads. So how can you personally be one of those people that knows exactly what to do when it comes to Google Ads? So here are a few things that I've been doing recently when it comes to Google Ads in order to stay profitable time and time again, and at that too consistently. So I have rather more green days than the red days. First thing that I've been doing more often recently is I've been trying to expand onto multiple ad platforms. Before, majority of the times, even in the Google Ads Mastery course, it's all about Google Ads, 99%, 100% about Google Ads. However, recently I've been trying to get onto more advertising platforms like Pinterest. I've been doing retargeting on Pinterest. I've been doing a lot of retargeting on Facebook ads, even cold traffic ad sets on Facebook ads as well. And the biggest trend of the year, which is TikTok ads, I've also been trying to expand onto those, but more on that later. However, one of the main things I am seeing that is helping with the overall profitability is staying on multiple ad platforms, because as you guys saw with the actual results with this campaign, there are definitely some days where it's very, very bad. However, this is just one campaign. I do have other campaigns running within this ad ad account, which do bring up the ROAS on certain bad days when this campaign specifically has a bad day. However, we definitely want to aim for more of the good days rather than the bad. One way is by going onto multiple ad platforms. Way number 2 that I do in order to stay profitable with Google Ads is I try to increase my gross percent margins consistently. So what I personally noticed is that my gross average margin for my products, meaning my cost of the goods and the actual sale price, were too close to each other. When it comes to Google Ads, I always recommend a minimum of $25 profit margins. However, recently I've been noticing that that is definitely not enough. With the more increase in drop shippers, with the more increase in advertising spend, that number has definitely been going up over time. And this is one reason why my results have been fluctuating so much and why the profit has been lower on certain days. So in order to avoid that, just recently what I started to do is I went inside my campaign and my actual store. I ranked by which product is getting me the most amount of conversions. Once I did that, then I tried to figure out exactly how much I'm getting the product for, my cost of the goods, and how much I sell it for. And I try to do two things. Number one thing I try to do is see if I can increase the price of that product so that I can increase it by $5, $10, $20, as much as possible, while increasing my profit margin. And to my surprise, for a lot of those products, I was able to increase the profit margins from 20, 30, 40% gross margins all the way up to 50 and more. And even for some products, profit margins from $100 to $150 and so forth, because I do like to sell high ticket products and high profit products. And to my surprise, which was very strange, was that the sales did not actually lower because I increased the prices. In fact, they stayed the same. For some of the products, they actually increased, and I was able to get more profits at the same amount of ad spend. So this definitely helped me increase my overall profit margins, helped me stay more profitable recently, more often than not, simply because of the increase in the sale price that I did. A lot of people are scared to do this. They believe their sales will stop overnight if they do this. And I have personal experience with this. The answer to that question is no, it's not going to stop your sales. In fact, a lot of the times they might keep it the same. However, you do want to keep track of it to see if it's actually keeping it the same or if it actually affects your sales in a negative way. Sometimes it can definitely affect it in a negative way, but more often than not, I've noticed that this increases your profit margins, your sale overall profits, while keeping your sales the same exact number. So that is what I've been doing recently to stay more profitable with Google Ads and actually increase my profit. So even on a day when the ad spend is too high, I still get away with getting a little bit of profits, might even be a small loss, but it's much better than before. But this brings me to step number 3 that I'm doing to stay profitable, and that is having multiple ad campaign types. Previously, I mentioned that this is not the only campaign I have running. That's simply because I have this as a standard shopping campaign. I also have another product campaign, which is a smart shopping campaign. That campaign has actually been crushing it. On a lot of the days, that actually outperforms this standard shopping campaign by a lot. The average ROAS on that campaign is actually a 5.0 and above. So that's an absolutely insane campaign. I will go more in depth into that campaign actually in my Google Ads Mastery course, which is again available for pre-sale. The link will be in the description. But having multiple campaign types is definitely the way to go in 2021 and onwards. You need to have a standard shopping campaign. You need to have a smart shopping campaign, a branded search campaign, a cold traffic search campaign, and so forth. You need to be retargeting within your shopping campaigns as well. All these things combined will give your ad account overall a benefit and keep that ROAS where you want it to be, instead of having those days where your entire ad account is relying on just one campaign, and when that one campaign plummets and the sales fluctuate, the entire ad account is negatively impacted. You definitely don't want that to happen. In order to avoid that, have multiple campaign types. But this brings me to point number 4, and that is weekly optimizations. This is one of the bigger points because people believe in daily optimizations with Google Ads. That is one way to go quickly to the bottom. What I mean by that is Google Ads is not Facebook. Do not mistake Google Ads for Facebook. If you try to make changes too often and too quickly with Google Ads, you will end up destroying your campaign's optimizations. Google Ads is a search-based platform. You want to treat it like a search-based platform. Do not treat it like a quick buy platform like Facebook is, where people just sort of buy the product directly when they're scrolling through their Facebook feed, and they sort of grow interested just through that process. With Google, it's a comparison-based platform. People are going to search for a product. They're going to look at competitors and all sorts of stuff. So you want to treat it like that. It's obviously going to take a bit longer to optimize properly properly. So because of that, you do not want to treat it like a daily optimization process. And this brings me to the final way of staying really profitable when it comes to Google Ads, and that is doing budget increases or decreases instead of bid increases and decreases. Now, what do I mean by this exactly? When people start to see fluctuating results with Google Ads, they immediately start to panic. They go into panic mode. What they do is they start changing the bids up and down significantly. They might change the bid about 10%, take it all the way from 50 cents to 45 cents, take it from $1 to 80 cents and so forth, thinking that that's going to do any changes to the campaign. In fact, all you do is you put yourself at risk of having a campaign which basically destroys itself and stops performing overall. Instead, here's what you do. If you want to stay profitable with Google Ads, you decrease the budget when the days are bad. You increase the budget slowly when the days are good. Usually, if a bid is good, if it is working, you do not want to change the bid. You only change the bid when it is not spending your entire budget. That's when you increase it by a few cents. And you only decrease it when your budget decrease is not helping the campaign at all. You're still spending money, but it's at a very heavy loss. And the results have just been plummeted for the last 14 days, 30 days, and so forth. Do not base this change on just 7 days worth of data. That is definitely not enough. So that's one problem a lot of people have. They just do these random big changes with bids. Bids is a very sensitive thing when it comes to Google Ads. I normally like to make changes by 1 cent even to 2 cents when it comes to bids. These are very small changes. I don't normally like even playing with the bid because I don't like to mess with what is working. Instead, I do change the budget. If it's performing poorly, I'll change it by 20% and so forth. But this is kind of a general way as to how I stay profitable when it comes to Google Ads. Nothing too crazy. Again, if you're wanting more type of information on this, I did again recently release a course, Google Ads Mastery course, which you can find info about in the description below. A lot of people have already joined that course. If you want to take your Google Ads store to the next level, that course is definitely going to be for you. But if you find any type of value in this video, destroy the like button and destroy that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.